I want to talk about mainstream media's constant, incessant dealing with cerveza bug deniers. This came out yesterday in the Mirror. It says, influencer who thought cerveza bug, quote, does not exist, dies after catching cerveza bug. You don't need to make an assertion to determine that Charlie Delta Charlie themselves admits that no quantified virus isolates of cerveza bug are currently available. In other words, they're admitting they don't exist. This says this fitness coach right here, I'm not going to mention his name, ironically, age 33, he was just 33. Nothing to see here, folks. He was 33. Age 33, he was just 33. Nothing to see here, folks. He was 33. Warned his 1 million social media followers that cerveza bug, quote, is not a short-lived disease before his condition rapidly deteriorated. So they say this individual right here, and if it's true that this person doesn't exist anymore, my heart goes out to his family. But they say they're saying that this person died of this right here. But we find out later, buried in the article, that the man had a heart condition, a serious heart condition, and he was hospitalized. And now he's no longer with us. It's not about COVID, guys. They've made it very clear. James Bullard from the St. Louis Federal Reserve says this is a planned, organized partial shutdown of the U.S. economy in the second quarter. Planned? Oh, kind of like event 2.0.1, that they had 6 weeks before this thing broke out supposedly broke out in China. You don't have to believe things just because mainstream media says it. As a matter of fact, if mainstream media says it, it's probably a good thing not to believe. Do your own research. Gather your own facts. Propaganda.
President Trump back on the trail tonight in Florida for the first time since getting coronavirus and being hospitalized. As you see, supporters packed in an airport hangar, not social distancing, few masks being worn. My next guest voted for President Trump, supports him still, but has changed his mind on the pandemic. For a long time, he thought it was overblown, a hoax. He didn't wear a mask. Tony Green held a small family gathering in his Texas home back in June. All 6 people, including him, got sick. Then it spread further in the family. A total of 14 family members got infected. 2 of them died. Tony was hospitalized. He survived. The ordeal, though, has changed his view on the virus. He wrote this on a blog, quote, try imagining someone you care about on life support. Try being the one to pick the only 10 allowed to attend a funeral. He went on to say, try imagining one more thing. That pool party, the mixer or family reunion you're pushing for, resulting in you being cold and alone in a hospital.
I want to show you this real quick. Cerveza bug, family, tragedy. They offer no proof that cerveza bug was actually a factor. No proof at all except for quote unquote testing positive. And we already know about the RT-PCR test, the polymerase chain reaction test that was created by Kary Mullis. And we know what Kary Mullis said, how his test should and shouldn't be used. He said something to the effect of, should not be used for diagnostic purposes. How are they using it? To pile on the numbers on the so-and-so Hopkins University fear porn death map number? They're using it for diagnostic purposes. And let me just go back to the springboard. Charlie Delta Charlie says no quantified virus isolates of Cerveza-Bug are currently available. They don't exist. Mainstream media and government is constantly telling you the numbers are rising. You have to be careful. You have to wear your mask. You have to social distance. You have to isolate. You have to submit to quarantine. You have to submit to contact tracers who aren't really contact tracers. They're Constitution tramplers. You have to give up your rights because the government is going to provide you safety and security, and Big Pharma is going to take care of you. Just wait. Just sit back. We have the VAXX on the way, and everybody's going to have to take it. If you don't, you're not going to be able to travel. You're not going to be able to take that plane. You're not going to be able to take that cruise ship. You're not going to be able to go out of the country or get your passport.
Hospital bed fighting for your life. Imagine the only human contact you feel is a stranger's rubber glove giving you medication, checking your vitals, and changing your diaper. That is exactly what is happening to our family.
And so what we've got here is we've got an appeal to emotion, not an appeal to facts. You got something anecdotal that's going to appear on your screen, but we at CNN are not going to give you the facts.
Those are the words of Tony Green. He joins me tonight. Tony, can you just walk us through what happened, how your family got infected?
Okay, so it's a foregone conclusion for the Counterfeit News Network that this family got, quote unquote, infected. Question is, how do you know? Oh, we took a test. What test did you take? More than likely, it's the RT-PCR test, the polymerase chain reaction test. How do you still know? Because the creator of that test says it's not supposed to be used for diagnostic purposes. So if you used it for diagnostic purposes and based on the results of that test, you're saying that they were infected, and then you're going to put it into the Johns Hopkins University fear porn death map number, and the Charlie Delta Charlie Corporation admits that no quantified or verifiable virus isolates of said Cerveza-Bug exist, that makes the foundation of this story non-existent. There is no foundation. That gives rise to the thought that perhaps, maybe, everything about this story and everything about all these articles right here are built on the sinking sand of fallacy. Maybe. No assertions here, just questions. This person right here says, and this was written back in August, this person says, now we find ourselves in the midst of a global, planned, organized partial shutdown of the U.S. economy in the second quarter. I refuse to call it this right here because we already know what they called it. It's a planned, organized partial shutdown of the U.S. economy in the second quarter. Has nothing to do with this right here. Cerveza-Bug has infected, at that time, 5.4 million. What do we have now? What's the total now? Global cases, 8.1 million, they say. This number right here has infected. Nope, they tested positive. They were diagnosed based on that test. They became a case, but they're conflating infected numbers with case numbers. Case numbers based on a highly suspect, highly inaccurate test. There is no quantified virus isolate of said Cerveza-Bug in existence.
Be there for my mom because, you know, she worries the most. So just be with her.
That was a clip from 31-year-old Allison Lowe. Allison contracted COVID-19 in late August. She was bedridden by September 6th, on a ventilator by September 16th after spending a month hospitalized. She's finally back home. Allison joins me now from Vancouver. Thank you so much for giving us your time today.
Hi. Yeah, you're welcome.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good, you know, like my mind, my spirit, my energy is great. My body just needs to catch up. pretty much.
Yeah, it needs to catch up. I understand. Are you still on oxygen right now? Are you still having to take that oxygen and steroids?
Yep, I do have supplemental oxygen. I do have steroids, which are immune suppressors. Yeah.
Take us back to when you got infected. Even take us back further to that, because you did say openly that you didn't really take this as seriously as you should have.
Well, what we mean is we took the precautions, right? But we didn't think it seriously as we could die from this, right? We thought that if we contracted it, it would pass on. A lot of people had mild conditions or mild symptoms, so we didn't think it as a death sentence. That's what we mean. That's what I mean by not taking it too seriously to that point. So we did the precautions. We just didn't let it cripple our lifestyle, but we stayed within the confines. But what happened is, when someone in your close circle gets it, unfortunately, it can happen, right? So, it's all about timing. You can get this anytime, anywhere, from anyone, right? So even from your close circle. So that's pretty much what happens. So I officially got positive September 6th, and then by September 13th, I went to the hospital.
You went to the hospital. How bad? What was your worst point?
Oh, the worst point was probably on the night of the 14th. I was on 12 liters of oxygen in that video, and I was still gasping. I was struggling. You could see I was struggling. So I figured, you know what? Why not just intubate me? And it'll probably be better.
That clip that we played of you asking, your friends to take care of your mother, to keep her in their thoughts, to focus on her right now. I could hear the desperation in your voice. Sadly, contracting COVID-19, what has it taught you? What has it changed in terms of your outlook on life, but what you're seeing happening around the world?
Honestly, my story is very different. I'm one of the rare people that this is going to happen to, in a way, for me, COVID was a blessing in disguise. I needed to find out about it, to find out about my pre-existing condition. But that being said, you never know, how this is going to affect people. Since I've contracted it and since my story's been out there, I've been getting a lot of people that have been contacting me and talking about their symptoms and their experience. Mm-hmm. It's a wide range, So I think just, I think, I still think that life is short.
Would you have done things differently? Knowing what you know now, if you could, would you have done things differently early on in this pandemic?
No, honestly, because we took our precautions. We made it the entire summer without contracting anything. We were all safe. It's just that one of our close circle, you get comfortable, right? It was, we were towards the end of the summer, we got comfortable. So we were like, oh, I think we're getting out of this. So we just got a little bit too comfortable in our close circle. So I would just say, just stay diligent within your close circle, but we still live life. I wouldn't have changed my summer for the world. I had a great summer within the proper confines of what was allowed.
What was allowed, but as you say there, stay diligent, stay vigilant, keep with the safety protocols. That's so key, what we need to see here. From Vancouver, 31-year-old COVID-19 survivor, Allison Lowe. We wish you well, Allison. We wish you good health. Thank you for this.
Okay, take care. Bye.
You too.